South Sudan Diaspora in London is glad to have our presenters from South Sudan and South Sudan iRadio, who are here on a short visit for some training, and we would like to hear more from them today. So, may I know your name, please?
Okay, my name is James Kerno.
Okay.
I work for the radio community and based in Northern Margaret State,
Okay.
in one of the radio stations called Radio Numlao.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And?
My name is Shwar Janibol. I'm working for radio community.
Oh, automatic.
Not iRadio, but iRadio is still our partner.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm based in Upper Nile, Radio 9 FM. It's a new radio station set in Upper Nile State.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. I'm glad to also have you here. I'm Joseph Maordeng. I'm the news and program editor for TRC. TRC is the radio community. TRC is the big organization that has different media houses, something like 6 in South Sudan. And iRadio is part of our, is like a sister to us. We are doing the same work. They broadcast our news, we broadcast their news, and that's our relationship. We came here for the training.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask that. So, yeah, I would like to know, why are you here in London, UK? What's the purpose of your visit?
Okay, let me begin. Thank you so much, and I'm glad to meet you here. We came on 29 April
Okay.
for a media training to Manchester, and then from Manchester we came up to London. We were 8 in number, 5 from iRadio and 3 of us from the radio community. The reason why we were brought here is to be exposed to the media houses in developing countries like UK,
Okay.
for us to interact with our colleagues from media houses here,
Okay.
and also for us to see how the media are working here in the developing country, as we visit many places like Radio BBC, Channel 1. We also went to BCB,
Okay.
it's also a community radio station in Bradford. We talked to managers, and also we went to their studios, and we discussed a lot of things on how they work as media and how we work as media in our country.
Very good. So you mentioned that you were 8 of you. So how were you chosen, being from different broadcast radio? How did they choose you? Who to come and why?
When we visited the studios, every time we go, we learn there are some differences and there are some things that we do together. If you can see media here, how they work,
Okay.
they are in freedom compared to us when in our country, we are not in freedom at all, because there are some restrictions from the government sometimes, and there are some challenges that face us in our work. As you know, our country is a young nation, and the security situation
I'm
sometimes is
going
very
to come
tough.
to the challenges. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention that.
No, let me answer that question.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
You have asked that how we have been chosen to
Yes.
come to UK.
Yeah.
So as I already said that iRadio and the radio community are like sisters.
Okay.
So both of us, 3 of us here are working for different media houses, the radio station, sorry.
Okay.
And we have the organization that has given fund to our radio stations, including iRadio.
Okay.
So we were all selected from all the different radio
Radio
stations,
stations.
5 from iRadio, and they are the presenters doing different programs.
Okay.
Like there are those doing political programs, others with the health, others with education and culture. So we were all selected based on the radio station that we represented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. So how long was the training for? And what's the objective of the training that you did here?
The training that we did here, we spent 14 days
Okay.
on the training, whereas the purpose of the training, most part of it is to see the similarities
Okay.
between the program that we present in South Sudan compared to the programming people in United Kingdom is doing. You may see the radio station, they have different way or a style of doing their news, doing their program. For us, we come from a young nation where we are not yet learned more about media development, the programming system of how you can precise your program. You make the program very short, brief to the listeners. Yeah. So we go to different stations and we also attend different sessions from the professional journalists. So they give us lectures on how we can go and present a radio show. So most of our colleagues, like what has been put in place by the rest of the guys before, they are presenting the radio show in South Sudan. Mostly like iRadio team. So iRadio teams, they are together with us because we receive our funding from USA. Yeah. So we are all working in line because we are USA funding organization. We are independent radio station that work for community.
Okay.
We are
Going back to
some
the training, you
yeah.
said that the training has been very useful, and of course, we've been a new nation, and there are some key things that you have learned. What would you say that something that you have specifically learned, and then something specific that you have learned that you think it's going to be of benefit to people back home from this training?
Let me mention, it will not be only one, but I think number
I
of
just
them
want
can.
something specific. I know you have learned a lot, but I just want something specific to say, oh my God, this is very useful, and I'm going to take it back home and make use of it. What would that be?
Okay, what I have learned from my visit to Manchester and also London, where I am now, I have learned media have the role to play in the community, especially media can unite people on what they do. Because as a radio or a TV journalist, what you do cannot go to one person, but go to different people. And you have to do that by always doing your best and let your listeners trust that what you do is true and right and fair and accurate. So I have learned from the area that I went to visit, what makes this country to be like this. Media has played a big role in it. So if I go back, I have to make sure that what I have learned, I have also to add it to my community as a radio journalist.
Okay. Would you like to add anything, Joseph?
Yeah, I would also.
Do you have anything specific that you're going to carry on to your radio station? iRadio? Is it the community radio?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah. What is that thing?
I have a lot of things, but I can also put one as you demand it. I have also learned the cooperation between the media, the different media houses, because working together in unity make things go on in a way people expected it. Like what happened in South Sudan, it is not only iRadio, not only South Sudan television, or not only the radio community can bring the unity to the listeners. You know, media can play a very big role than the role the government play. You see, if I speak now, thousands of the people can listen to me, and what come out of my mouth, if it is something that really can help the community, thousands of the people would have been saved from that. So my point, to go back, I will make sure that the trust to the media by the listeners will be the priority.
What are going to be the challenges there, you think?
Yes, of course, there are a lot of challenges. In South Sudan, we were born there and we grew up in South Sudan until we work there. There are numbers of challenges. Like one of the challenges is the restriction to cover the political issues. Like if I to say, Mr. B is corrupted, with the evidence that I have, tomorrow I will disappear in the community. I think even you people in diaspora, you also experience those kind of things. You hear them on the social media, on the newspapers, on big international radios. There are journalists disappearing in the community.
Yeah.
Others are killed. Like example, recently, earlier this year, 5 of the journalists were killed in Raja, the western part of Sudan. And up to now, the investigation is not made. The parents or the community of the journalists that are killed, they are still in questions, asking themselves who killed their sons and daughters. So one of the challenges is the restriction of the media in South Sudan. Because up to now, as a journalist, you cannot be allowed to cover some part, like there is a war going on in South Sudan. The war that is going on, there is a restriction not to cover something from the opposition side. You know? And peace cannot come from one side. If I allow you to speak on the radio, to express your challenges, and I cannot allow my sister here to express her challenges or the problem, then I will not judge. Or the listener, even two of you will not come to the conclusion. If only your issues are the one being heard and her issues are not heard, then there is no way. So media is not given freedom, like here in UK, when we came there was election. An election from here, it went on smoothly, and even some of the people who lost their hope in the election, they even gave resignations.
So are you trying to
You
say
see?
that the media power is quite limited?
Completely.
So what about the media legislation that was passed recently? They're talking about key components of recently passed media legislation to create a national independent public service, to establish an independent body, and to oversee contents and deal with complaints. So is it not? Are you saying it's not going to be functional?
I think all of us are South Sudanese, and the media law that has been passed, up to now, no implementation is put. And the executive body that governs the media is not yet in place.
Yeah.
Yes.
So your work is quite limited.
Our work, though as media, we are trying to play our roles, we are trying to do our work. But sometimes with the restriction, you know, for me, I've been covering the peace talk, sometimes, and some of my journalists, they also do. And the restriction we see, you cannot really make other part be heard on what is facing them.
Okay.
You see? So challenges are always there, like to not report on anything.
Another challenges we have also, you know, the country that's been in conflict. And as a journalist, you need to cover the cross. You don't need to cover on one direction.
Okay.
You see, with this conflict, journalists who want to do other programs in other part of the country are not able because of the insecurity that is in another area of the country. So this is one of the challenges, because you might have an idea on what to do, but there's no way you can go and do it. To get to the community and talk to them so that you can do your program on time or do other things on time. So this is one of the challenges that we have also in our country. If there is peace, then we have to move across the country. We have to move from community to community.
Do you think peace is the only obstacle of you not being able to really reach far to other people in the community? Is it only about peace?
I think that is the only obstacle, because
You had just mentioned that there are a lot of restrictions in media, although the media legislation has been passed.
the
So do you
reason
think
why
it's about the peace, or is actually what not be given the opportunity to express fully?
and the reason why I did not go and did not talk about that is because my colleague has already mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why he's one of them. But since my colleague has mentioned, I don't want to talk about it again.
We also have another challenges that we are facing regarding the listeners' focus. Our listeners, they are not well informed to contribute in the radio station. Yeah, so they have less participation in the radio. Like if we have a program that we need to present, they are not calling in. Most of them. Sometimes you may get the network is very full for communication to receive the call in. Yeah. So another thing is ignorance. They ignore to participate in the radio station, to participate, to express their concern, because we are journalists. We are not taking side that we can support this or we can support this. Even if we are talking about cattle radio, we cannot say that this community has read this cattle. They are the ones saying that we face these challenges, this one happened this way, and we need this issue to be solved this way. Yeah? Our thing or our task as a journalist is to pose the question to the listeners. And the listeners themselves, they are the one to decide. We get the example here. People, they are reacting in the radio. There is a call-in program where people are calling and talking in the radio live. When this person is finished, another person is calling in. Yeah. So in South Sudan, we have phone network for communication, which is also another major issue that does not allow our calling, present or people that can call in the radio station. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, the other challenge, like he has put it before, security is the biggest concern. Like now, there are some of the areas people cannot access, like in Unity State in Benji, even if not inside Benji, but there are some parts in Upper Nile, like Marathon, in Jonglei State. If a journalist is interested to go and do some programs, for example, peace programs, with the community, it is very hard to go there because of insecurity. And then the other thing also, some of the journalists in South Sudan, they fear. If you don't fear of yourself, you fear of what will happen to the radio station, because the radio can be shut down. Like example, earlier, not the late of last year, the Catholic radio was shut down. I think most of you know. Yeah, Bakita. You know, and this is one of the way the community can get what is happening. You know, if what we are discussing in this room, if no coverage of it, or if nothing like this will come out taking it outside, what we discuss here will remain to us, and it will remain to few people that we will inform. You know, information matters a lot, but our community, they have that challenge of not getting information on time.
On the point of view of my colleague has put now regarding the security, so we the journalists also are facing another issue of tribalism. So when you are going to another place, you can be seen that if you are from this community, then you may report against the other community. So in which the government also limits our role, not seeing that you are a journalist, which is impartial, independent, and working fairly for the whole community. So they just see that if you are from this community, then what you will do will have impact or will affect the other community. So they define us before we do our work.
So if you have one appeal for the government, what is it that you as presenters, as journalists, what is it that you need from the government to do for you guys? What is it that you're after to make your work more effective and to reach out to everybody, inclusively, regardless of tribalism and stuff like that?
You know, our appeal to the government is to leave us alone. To leave us alone doing our work, just watching what we are doing. Yeah? So if the person is doing something wrong, he cannot just get on the corner, in the dark corner by the security personnel, and then arrested. Yeah? So he must be answerable. He must be investigated first. He must be asked, why are you doing this? Like here, in this country, now we are in UK. We take pictures with the security police, the people in the palace. Yeah? We cannot happen in our country. You stand together like I and my colleague, we have pictures together with the palace people. People who are guarding the prime minister. So we take a picture together. We look like we also big people. Yeah? So we cannot happen. Then we tell them, we need to take a picture together with you. They say, it's fine. We take a picture. They don't know that what are we going to do with the picture. We also go to the parliament, the nation, the parliament of this country.
Yeah.
When inside the parliament, then we see how it built, how it
So
looks
do you
like.
agree, do you agree with him?
Yeah, I want
You be
to
left alone?
add something. You know, in any country or in any society,
Yeah.
what is important is the law that the community or the government set. If you set the law and follow the law and implement like the way you said it, there will be no problem. In our country, journalists and the government and the people, no one is working against another. We are working the same thing, and we want to achieve the same thing. If there is peace in our country, and the law are implemented according to the way the government want it to be implemented, then I think there will be no problem. Because as a journalist, you have also a code of conduct and ethics that can guide you at your work. And government, there is a limitation to the journalists. If you went wrong, you can be taken to court, or you can be taken to wherever someone that have done wrong is taken. You see? But if we set rule and don't implement them, that is what caused the problem. Because government see the journalists against the government, and sometimes when you are doing your work, you are like to be harassed. You are like to be saying, no, you cannot do this and you cannot do that. If our country is in peace and the laws are to be respected, like we have the constitution, then there is nothing that we see is difficult for us. Like you see UK, everyone is free. Wherever you go, you can take a photo. Wherever you go, you can take a photo, or whatever information you have, you can send it to whoever that you feel will pass your information to other group without no restriction. Government is not saying don't work on Facebook, don't send the information, don't go to TV, don't go to radio. No, everyone is free to do whatever. But when you went wrong, is whereby the problem comes. So if such thing going to happen in our country,
what is the media legislation is saying in terms of freedom of speech and freedom of expression?
I can say until now I don't know what is in that book. I don't know until now, because a lot of things has to be said. This is law, but no one has to.
So are you saying that there is law, but the implementation is another?
Is the problem? Is the problem?
Okay.
Second to that is about the security issues. As Mr. James put in place that, on the security issue, the security personnel, they are seeing us like we are enemy. Yeah? So they forget that we are doing the same job. Their work is to put their document aside, and our work is to publish our thing. I think they should look at us as a friend. On that issue now, we are friends to them. Yeah? So, like if we become friend to the national security or the security personnel in the country, especially in Africa, in the whole of the Africa, it's not only South Sudan who are facing that problem. In all of the Africa. So the security personnel and the journalists, they are like a rival. Yeah? So if they see us like we are friends, I think there can be a change. There can be a lot of changes that happen in the country, like South Sudan.
Okay.
Yeah, on that issue, I don't think government has a big problem indeed. The other issue is illiteracy. People are not educated. If I and you are not educated to get information in a way it is put, it is very hard. So on the appeal, what I can say to the government, if exactly as a citizen of South Sudan, but not as journalists, we need to be given freedom. A normal citizen need to be given freedom to speak. Like now, youth cannot sit together. If this happens to be South Sudan now, area cities now, later on, if you go outside, you can be caught. What were you been discussing? What are you discussing? So the restriction to the community, the really ordinary citizens, they are not even freeing themselves. 5 people to sit, they are rebels. 4, they are rebels. So my appeal is to give correct information to the community, and the community also need to be free, need also to see themselves that what they need, they can speak. They can speak to the radio, they can speak to the television, they can say it.
Mentioning the illiteracy in the community and speaking to the radio, and we all know that 80% of South Sudanese are illiterate. In terms of your coverage on the program, how do you meet the needs of the people?
Some of the states, we are in Unity State, we are in Northern Baghdad, we are in Warab, in Malakal, Bor, and then in Rumbek. Okay. And each radio community station use the language that people in that area use. Okay. Like if in Bentiu, where the majority are the Nuer, the radio station can speak the language that people from that area hear. So for us, as the radio community, I think 80% of our services reach to the local community, because ours is to make the community informed on what is going on, and trust among ourselves with the community matters a lot. So our services goes 80% to the community. On that point of view, for us we are using like 3 languages. Okay. So radio station, like the radio station James came from, is using Arabic, English, and Dinka. Okay. Yeah.
The same thing to the radio station I came from. So in which majority of South Sudanese, yeah, majority of the radio station I came from, they are using English and Arabic because Upper Nile is my right. Yeah, yeah, we choose these two languages to be the major thing. The same thing to radio in like in Juba radio stations, because when you are based in the center, I can say those iRadio teams are based in the city. They use the language used by the people in the city, which is English and Arabic, for the common listeners to get involved on the radio discussion. So I think for the issue of communicating with the local community, we don't have problem with it, because we have our local people that know the local languages. Yeah.
What type of programs? Could you share with us what type of programs? Maybe a name of a program, what does it do, the objective of the program? Who is the presenter here? You're all presenters, of course, but do you do coverage or just reporting?
Yeah, we also do coverage, we also report, and we also represent and some management. For the radio that I come from, we have what we so call our village, our story.
What
That
is it
mean-
about?
Our village, our story, meaning it is a weekly program.
Okay.
That weekly program, today, example, we can go to Budeni. That is example, I assume that we are here. Or example, in UK here, tomorrow, the radio station will be based in North Greenwich.
So it's a mobile site.
Is a mobile. The radio station is in that area, but the presenters goes to that community to find out their views, what they need. They talk generally about culture, they talk about health, women issues, education, and other things that are affecting the community. So it's called Our Village, Our Story. It is a mobile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we are a community radio station, our focus is only on the community. With some that need follow-up, we do turn back to the government for some issues to get answer from them. So it's like 90% of our work is community work. And everywhere I came from, we have what we call market day show. Because in our area, there is a particular day of market.
Okay.
So we went from market to market, and we set up our equipment like the cameraman you see here. Everyone that feel there is the information he has, or there is a complaint he has, or there is anything he or she has, she can come to us, or he can come to us and share with us. When we come back later, we have to work on it. If that needs to be something that we need to follow up with a certain department within the government or NGO, then we have to turn make forum between government, between community, between NGOs, so that the issues that affect the community can be heard and can be solved. That is the program that we have in our station. Plus other program, like each and every reporter is assigned to a particular program, like where we have women program, whereby we can hear out issues to do with women. Women are invited to come to the station. They have to talk about their problem. They have to discuss the issues. We have youth program whereby youth activities are covered, and we have also returnees program. Those who were living in different countries, we give them a chance also to discuss their problem freely. So these are the kind of programs that we have in our station.
Very interesting.
In the radio station I come from, we are dealing with the humanitarian issues.
Humanitarian. Okay.
Yeah. So the activities organization are doing to the community. These are the most important things that we are targeting. And community engagement. How community leaders can meet together. But before that, I was been working with the radio based in Unity State. Then we have a popular program called My Cow is My Life.
Okay.
Yeah. So the My Cow is My Life program is dealing with the issues of cows, how people can keep cows, not that people can go and rape cattle. Yeah. So how people can keep cows, and then the help on cows issues. Yeah. Like today, I and my colleagues went to the village called Kane. It's in the countryside of London here. So to see the cows, yeah, how these people milk the cows compared to our cows in South Sudan. So when we get the cows, they have a lot of milk compared to ours. So which is also
Our
good.
cows, they got power.
Yeah, yeah. So you may see
It's
certain
like our
people.
cow.
Mm.
My
Yeah.
cow is my life.
My life, okay.
Yeah.
So
So you may see one cows produce like 30 liter of milk. We cannot have it in South Sudan. Our cows is only one cow. So we get more output from the communities that we mentioned today about how we can also make our cows to be like the cows.
So what's the message behind it? What is it that you're trying to pass out there? My cow is my life. What's the message?
The message is telling people about the importance of cows. Yeah?
Mhm.
How people can keep their cows in a healthy way.
Okay.
How they can use them to be something that benefit them in future. Yeah? How you invest your cows. You take them to the market. You sell them. You take your money. You make your business. You open your shop like if you have 7 bull and you take them to the market. I think you can earn like 200 bull report. Yeah? So if you get those money, you go to the market, you make your shopping, you open your shop, you start the business. You leave here, another person here to do the business, and you go and keep your cattle. So,
Another important thing on my cows, my cow is my life. You know, when this program was initiated, it has a meaning to, you know, as a cattle keeper, you know the reason why you keep cattle. And it happened in our country, not the whole country, but some part of the country.
Yeah.
There is what we call cattle. There
Yeah.
are some people, they don't want to keep their own. They want to go and rent from other
from other
community
people.
to come and
Lake
benefit
State, I
from
think.
it.
Was it Lake State?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a legislation.
So this
Yeah.
program
And also
was,
some part of it.
yeah, this program was created so that it inform these people. If you go and rent cattle from other community, make sure this is the life of the community. They will persuade you, they will attack, they will buy you because cattle is their life.
Maybe you lost your
You
life.
lost your life. This is initially when the program was created.
Oh, okay.
But this program is being,
So it's like a civic education. Of
yeah, so this
Yeah.
program creates interest to the community. The community love that because they feel their cows is their
Your
life.
life. And you want to keep the cows that belong to you.
Not for
Don't-
Not that you go and grab the cows from somebody and keep it, or you put it in your cattle and use it as your own.
It is
So
a
it's
kind of
very
education.
moral and important
Yeah.
message.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very good. You're talking about community and community and community, and we all know that how the community and the people in South Sudan and the children and the women are crying, torture, killing, you name it. What's happening? Peace is still hanging in the air. So what's, in your opinion, is derailing the peace process? What's going on?
You know, the issue of peace in our country, let me begin by those of us who were born in the world, we grow up, we also have our children while the world is still on. This issue of peace is really what we need most. Whenever you go outside like now, when we came to this country, the first thing you feel when you touch down the ground, you really feel sorry for what happened to where you come from. Because our country, if you can see, it's the biggest country.
Yeah.
It has the resources, it has people that can run the country, but we don't have peace. And most of the problem that we have, it seems to be like we are fighting Arab before. But then
History
we
repeating
make
itself?
it. Yeah, we make it. We have our own country. But still, we have the problem that is created by us, not by anybody, it's created by us. So, when we talk of peace, we talk of peace, we really need to see ourselves as South Sudanese. We really need, one can think what can bring peace to my country so that we have the peace that we want. But if we think the government, the people in the leadership, the people in different groups, they are the one to bring peace, or the people from other countries are the one to bring peace, definitely we cannot achieve the peace that we want.
So you're saying it is our
I'm
responsibility.
saying it is our responsibility
peace.
as the people of South Sudan. Like the way we are living now, if I take you as my sister, you take me as your brother, I take the other people in this room as one people, then we need to go and preach to other people like that. We have to achieve the peace that we want. But if we leave it to the hand of the government, to the end of other different people in the government, I don't think we can achieve the peace.
So what you're saying is everybody's responsibility
Responsibility,
to work together
yeah,
and
to work
bring peace.
together, yeah.
Okay. Would you like to add anything?
What I want to add is about the issue of this peace that we are talking about. So for us as journalists, we have one question, one big question that we normally ask to our callers about what do you think to bring peace to the people of South Sudan? Yeah? So our listeners, they repair the question to the government. And that is work of the government too, and the opposition to bring peace in South Sudan. Yeah. So I think, to my own opinion, so if everyone in the country work friendly with each another, regardless of the differences and all those, then the peace can come to South Sudan. And if the people of South Sudan are informed about their own right as a citizen, they know very well that the government working in South Sudan, they are the one making it to be illegitimate. Yeah? So they have right to do whatever they want. Like what happened here in UK, when they did the election, they vote for their prime minister. I vote for you to do me this, to build my road, to make my country look like this, the rest of the world. Not that your country is going back. Yeah. So our own responsibility is to know our right as citizens of South Sudan.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah, mine is forgiveness.
Okay.
If you have touched me or if I have a pain, and that pain is really paining me and I continue having that pain, so forgiveness matters.
Sure.
If you forget of what happened, not to bring it, somebody has done that, has taken my sister or that one, if you keeping preaching all those kind of things, the peace cannot come. So we just need to have peace through forgiveness and to forget on what we have.
Okay.
So this is only what I think can bring peace
Okay.
in our country. When I was covering the peace talk, people were talking a lot of demands. There were a lot of demands, separate army, two separate armies, equal powers, executive powers, all those kind of things, they individualize to me. You see, if you are given that, and I don't want this to be given to you, that means we are discussing our differences. We forget of people that are behind of us. So the community in South Sudan, people in South Sudan, some of them do not even have problem, especially me. I can say I don't have problem with anyone. You know, the issue of saying that we are that and we are that, if we do it through forgiveness, to forgive ourselves and work together as brothers and sisters, the peace can come. And you know, I sometimes ask myself, South Sudan has some of have a lot of political parties. And these political parties, if they are given participations, indeed the peace can come. SPLM alone will not bring peace. It is now the only SPLM is divided into many. We have SPLM in the opposition, SPLM in Juba or SPLM in where. This is the only SPLM discussing its own problems. If other parties are given chance to back up and their voices can be heard, this will bring peace and forgiveness.
So you say, as you say, responsibility of everybody, forgiveness, accountability, and putting hands together. That would for sure reach our.
You know, for me at this point, accountability can worse, can make things worse. You know, I can make you accountable when I have catch you, or you can make me accountable when all of us are together. Let us have peace first, and then we the community of South Sudan can ask, what killed that person? What made that thing?
Okay.
You know, accountability can come.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I support what he has mentioned, like forgiveness. You know, let me give an example like Rwanda. Rwanda has the same problem that we have. But what brings peace to them? They forget about the past and they see themselves as Rwandan. No one has seen the different tribes they have in their country. They just say, okay, let's forget about the past and let's begin.
Yeah, start a new chapter.
Yeah, so if we do that and stop what is called accountability, because you can account somebody when you caught that person, but what happened in our country is really something that we don't want to look at. But we need to forget about the past and go on with it. Yeah.
You know,
I would like, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
my last point on that is about the realization. Yeah?
Sorry?
The realization. When you realize that what happened is not the way it can happen, you realize your mistake, and I realize my mistake. So that means it is easy for you to come together.
Yeah.
But if you are not realize your mistake, and I did not realize my mistake, we can go parallelly until we go out with our own. Yeah? Realization, like we are intellectual. We are journalists that discuss the issues, the future of our nation. Yeah? We are on air, live in the radio station, discussing the issues that affect our community. If I have food and the community that I broadcast the radio station for them have no food, that means I cannot be certified. Certification
Yeah,
after this
yeah.
thing.
Just going back to the point of it's our own responsibility, yes, I would like to give chance to our community members here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe welcome you.
Sure.
Maybe they have a question or two. Anybody want to ask anything for our presenters here? Question?
Just a month to go. Just
What's your name, sorry?
My name is Lucia Lamba from Brakagalwa. I just want to ask some question. You guys, you come here to do some calls. Who send you here, or just your community come by yourself? Or the government send you to UK?
Thank you very much. We come here for the training indeed.
Yeah.
We are working as an independent media community radio station. The organization called TRC.
This was the send
Is
you.
in the radio community
Okay.
that's supported by USA government.
Ah,
You know very well that USA have a funding in South Sudan
okay.
to the radio community, in which then they are funding the radio community to grow up like the radio in the big communities here in UK. Yeah. So they are building the mind of the young journalists in South Sudan to become a professional journalist in future. If they left the radio, or if they leave the radio to us, then the radio will not collapse. We will keep the radio the way it is now.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Any other question? Anybody has a question?
Why they don't organize? You know, here in Europe, they have place for cattle. They organize. The cattle doesn't move around the area, but you have to put a place for fence for the cattle, to keep the cattle.
Okay.
They're thinking about that, to organize the cattle, place for them. They're supposed to have place, a special place to keep it. You lock them. Nobody taking them out.
Okay,
You think about that?
Let me try to answer your question, but my colleague will later on come in. In our country, not all the people that keep cattle. There are some tribes that keep cattle and there are some tribes that don't keep cattle. And the way they use the traditional way of keeping cattle, you have your own.
Yeah.
From other tribes, you have your own, but other tribes, you combine the cattle that you have as a community. Like if we are a community, we have to bring the cattle together, find some young men, girls, and elder people, and boys to be the one looking after the cattle. We move from one place to another place, looking for water and also for grass. That is how we used to keep our cattle. It will be very difficult if we say we find a particular place to put cattle there and pen it. It will be very difficult. One, our cattle keepers lack the point of water to take their cattle to drink. That's one. Two, we have a different season in our country, whereby some months they are dry season, some months they are wet season. If you have to find one place, these difficulties will still face you and you still move from one place to another. You see? And we don't keep cattle for commercial anyway. We keep cattle for different variety of reasons. Cattle is your life, as mentioned by my colleague. My cow is my life. We keep cattle to depend on. We keep cattle for marriage. We keep cattle to do other things. Like now, people turn cattle to money so that you can pay school fees for your children, or you can buy your food, or you can build your house. So to do that is very difficult, because like when we went to dairy farm this morning, we find this dairy farm, there are some animal doctors that can treat the animal in the farm. There are some equipment like machine that can make the milk. There are some equipment also that can produce the grass to mix together with some chemical that the animal which can eat that grass later on can feel this is the natural one, or this is good for it. You see, it is not easy anyway, because our country, we have thousands of cows.
I know.
Whereby we cannot
my
put in
problem
one
is
place.